expelled from the legislature over protests on the chamber floor against gun violence. House leaders in Tennessee at the time called it an insurrection. The two Democrats kicked out are black men. The one Democrat who survived the vote is a white woman. And now Vice President Kamala Harris is making a surprise trip today to meet Democratic legislators there. Joining me now, Chuck Todd, moderator of NBC's Meet the Press. Chuck, this is a story that touches on a lot of hot button issues, including race and gun control, not to mention the polarization of our politics.
No, and I think that this is why this was inevitable. This was going to happen somewhere at some point in time in one of these deep South red states. And the reason I single out the South is that, you know, look, the deep red states and the deep blue states all gerrymander, all right? And the state legislatures are more partisan than the population itself. You know, it's true in Tennessee, it's true in Georgia, it's true in Florida, where the partisan makeup of the state house is dramatically, you know, the gap is dramatically wider than the actual partisan makeup of the state overall. So you start to ask yourself, is there any real democracy taking place in the state houses in the South? And they're not very representative of the democracy. They're not very representative people. And so when you have an issue like what happened, where somebody is just passionately upset about gun violence, and you think I'm an elected official, and yet I have no ability to even have a debate, you're going to have these, what I would sort of mini democracy explosions here, and that's what happened in Tennessee.
Scheduled on one of your scheduled interviews for Meet the Press on this Sunday is James Trusty, an attorney for former President Donald Trump in the Mar-a-Lago documents case. Now, we are just 3 days removed from that surreal scene up in New York with the former president in court. So what is the biggest challenge for his legal team right now? Is it fighting the charges in this and other cases, or trying to get the former president to tamp down his rhetoric? I
can tell you this, the legal team seems to be focused on trying to prevent testimony. That's what they fear. I think they worry that an indictment is inevitable, and the indictment might not just be mishandling of classified documents. The indictment might be obstruction of justice, because it certainly looks like, there's a report this week in the Washington Post, that there's a lot of focus right now by the special counsel on attempts by the former president to essentially hide what he had at Mar-a-Lago. I do think they have a lot to worry about in this case, because I think the charges could get worse. You know, nothing like, you know, it's sometimes it's not the crime, it's the cover-up. Well, essentially an obstructive justice charge is a cover-up charge.
Meet the Press airs Easter Sunday at 10 a.m. on 11 Alive. Chuck, as always, thank you.